here with General Manager of the Youngstown Phantoms, Jason Koehler, to discuss this past selection camp. And Jason, what are your thoughts on this past selection camp this past couple weeks?
Well, Sean, this is the ninth season that we've done this with the Youngstown Phantoms organization, and I've been lucky to be here, part of all of them. And I think we were very happy this year, myself and the coaching staff. Every year we bring in a bunch of talented players here. The unfortunate thing is not everybody can make it, but this year's camp, again, successful in depth of all areas. We'd like to think we have a nice chunk of returning players back in certain positions. We'd like to think that some of our previously drafted affiliate players are going to make strides and make this club and make us better. And then obviously we have some of the players that had success here that we drafted this past season and in May, and they came aboard here to get a chance for our entire staff to see live and in person, and as well as a couple free agent players that did pretty well at camp. So we're excited about the future. I'm sure everybody says that every year, but we think we have a pretty nice group here of good human beings, competitive student athletes, and a pretty good quality hockey club for next season. So camp went very well.
Did any specific player stand out to you at camp that maybe you weren't expecting to kind of really come forward at this past camp?
You'd like to say no, because you'd like to think that you did a good job throughout the course of the year evaluating players and getting a feel for everything. I think, in our case, we're excited about some of the returners that come back with a year of experience under their belt. Some of the draft picks and affiliates as well that we're familiar with had good camps. Specifically, is there anybody? I wouldn't say anybody was a wow, and I say that in a nice way, but nothing that we didn't hope for or expect from any of the players here at this stage. I don't want to single anybody out or poo-poo anybody in that regard, but in the big picture, we got what we hoped for with a lot of the guys. And again, we're excited about the future of some of these young players.
We haven't really had the chance to discuss this past season. Obviously, things didn't end the way that we wanted things to end. However, we did lose to the eventual champion, Chicago Steel, and we did take them to 5 games. So what are your thoughts on this past season?
It was a successful season in regards to us having a good year where I think, we had an entire new coaching staff, if you will. Brad Patterson elevated from an assistant coach to his first head coaching position. I thought Brad did a wonderful job. Obviously, with Brad having, 7.5 years of experience here in Youngstown in the USHL, I think it was a smooth transition for him. Did very well on a day-to-day basis with our practices, travel, team, etc. And the best part with Brad, I think, is our players enjoyed coming to the rink every day. They had fun, whether it be practices, games, and learned, obviously, as well. But we had a very enjoyable hockey environment here this year, and a lot of that credit goes to Brad. I think our 2 new assistant coaches, Tom Upton and Jeff Potter, did a tremendous job as well. Tom brings in some USHL and head coaching experience in the North American League. He's got a competitiveness and energy and fire, which I think was very beneficial and maybe complements Coach Patterson a little bit that way. And then the big factor there, Jeff Potter, I think did a wonderful job with our D-corps there. Jeff's specialty is kind of working with defensemen, as he showed in the North American League with Lone Star. And we had one of his products here this year, Brandon Estes, who was a consistent top 4, top 2 defenseman for us throughout the course of the year. And a big part of that goes to Jeff. So coaching staff did a great job season-wise. I think, we had some things that occurred last summer of maybe some players that we hoped were here that weren't. We made a few trades in the summer to bring in some players with some USHL experience. A lot of those worked out great. And there's not a lot of teams that can have the success we had this year with our staff and our players that could afford to lose a player like a Brett Murray at Christmas time. And it's something that we continue to roll along. We got better. Our coaching staff made adjustments. Our players got better through the course of the year. Certainly we were disappointed with getting knocked out in the first round by Chicago, but I think we kind of made that a very entertaining series for everybody. And, congratulations to Chicago, but, can't win them all every year, and we didn't this year. But I think overall, myself and the coaching staff were very happy with the players. I was very happy with the coaching staff and what they did with our players this year. So we think it's a very positive season last year.
We've had so much success in goaltend in the net last year with Ivan Kublikov being drafted in the 12th round, number 190 in the Phase 2 draft last year. And this year, we drafted another outstanding goaltender in Wilder Peters in the 5th round, 76th overall. Chicago Blackhawks prospect. What's it like having a player of that caliber at camp?
Well, with Wouter Peters, the potential's there, and he's got, he and our goaltenders have some shoes to fill, like he kind of alluded to. Ivan Kubikov came in here last year, and we had watched some video on Ivan. We hadn't seen him live for a number of months or games or anything like that, but we had a good feeling about Ivan, and he rewarded us tenfold in regards to everything. And I think as of today, I think Brad would probably say this, Coach Patterson as well. To date, Ivan Kubikov probably had the best season or was the best goaltender we've had here in our 8-year history, which is a pretty lofty statement considering some of the other good goalies we've had. But Ivan was tremendous, a tremendous player, competitor, human being. He was great for the guys in the locker room, and it's something that we'll sorely miss. We have returning goaltender Britt League potentially in here next year, and obviously the drafting of Wouter Peters. We hope he's a key piece to this next season. Obviously he's going to have his adjustment just like Ivan did. New environment, new league, new host family, new teammates. You just don't know with all those type of things. But certainly Wouter Peters coming in here and the camp that he had, at selection camp for the 5 days, he did a very, very good job and definitely opened up the eyes of guys that maybe hadn't seen him before, whether it be the college coaches that were in town, whether it be the North American and Junior League guys that were there to scout the camp. We received a number of positive comments and feedback from those guys. And certainly I think our coaching staff and myself were excited with Wouter and his professionalism, his maturity, and most importantly for us, how he plays on the ice. So to have somebody like a Wouter Peters potentially in here that is a high NHL pick and thought highly of by a quality NHL program, this isn't the first time we've had an NHL drafted player or had a player moving on here. It's something we pride ourselves in creating a great environment to coach, teach, and develop high-end pro prospects here, and hopefully Wooters is the next in line with that with the Youngstown Phantoms.
Any similarities or differences comparing him and Ivan, whether it's play on the ice or just how they carry themselves off the ice?
You know what? Obviously, I didn't know, and we didn't know what we were getting with Ivan. But through the course of last season, I think that the thing that I'm proud to say and would like to toot the horn of Ivan Kubikov is he was a professional through and through, and that was him taking care of his body before, after games, during the course of the week, his health, his nutrition, his stretching, his mental preparation, and again, he set a very lofty bar for Wouter Peters or any goaltender here in the Youngstown Phantoms organization moving forward. I can't make a comment about Wouter with that situation just yet. We're hopeful of it. I think one of the nice things with Wouter is at his young age, he's already moved from home. He's played in a high-end environment in Finland last year. He's had to live alone and not with a housing family. So there's a lot of maturity things that we hope translate from his past situation this past year in Finland to Youngstown and the USHL in the United States. But I think we're getting a young man that's pretty mature for his age at 18, 19 here with Wouter Peters. I don't think you're getting a kid. I don't think you're getting somebody that's going to be shell-shocked here from the league, the level, and the competition. So hopefully, that's the best comparable I can give is you're getting a mature competitor. And certainly we had that in Ivan, and until we get Wouter here on a day-to-day basis, that's our hope and desire. But he certainly comes in with an outstanding resume, background, and pedigree. And like I said, it really showed us a very good, positive, upfront, moving forward here for preseason training camp and the season next year based on a selection camp performance and while he was in town for the 6 days.
Alrighty, Jason, thanks so much, and we hope to have you on Inside the Glass this upcoming season.
Absolutely, Sean. Thanks for your time.